Welcome once again, all you Warhammers and Warhammies, to the best episode of Big M's Power Hour to date. I am your host, Big M, along with the returning best co-host in the world, Cole of the Blood Sea,
Hi guys, long time no see.
and our local folk hero, Seth.
Yes,
I'll take it. Folk hero sounds good.
good.
Um, Seth, I asked Seth to join us last month, and he wasn't available, but he was interested in joining. So I figured, what better episode to bring on a guest that's never been on the show before than this month. So I don't think we have a lot of articles, but I think we have a lot to talk about.
That's fair. Yeah, we can go for a little while with this.
It's been, obviously a lot of 40K, which is fair.
Yeah.
Considering that 10th edition is dropping either later this month or next month.
This time next year, all the 40K people will be like, yeah, it's a lot of Age of Sigmar. So,
I mean,
or
honestly,
old, maybe. Who knows? Both. Perilous to us.
I feel like most of the news, most of the time, is AOS.
I don't know. It's always Blood Bowl for me. Every time I look, it's Blood Bowl or Necromunda, and it's some resin Forge World nonsense.
Right. Well, that's because they can pump that out in a weekend. That's
right. That's the in between projects are those.
So Seth, before we started recording, you said you were starting a Sisters of Battle.
Yeah, so I've got like 1,000 points, 1,500 of the old metal gals.
Oh.
So I'm painting up some of those in my new scheme while I wait for my silver spray paint to arrive. But I grabbed some of the new like plastic stuff, the Christmas battle box, and like some penitent engines because they're gorgeous, that kind of stuff. And I've got nothing to paint for a while, and it seems more simplified. So I'll probably play it as like a, just a chill, casual.
Yeah.
Get a tournament in a month kind of thing.
It is definitely the way 40K should be played, as chill and relaxed as it can be. And especially since we have this new edition coming, and God knows nobody knows what we're going to be doing yet.
I was going to say, since none of us can get a goddamn win other than Seth.
Yeah.
Just play Beastman. Jump on the board.
What's wrong with me? Yeah.
Well, we'll figure out why they need to go to the bin real soon. All right, so let's go ahead and move over here to the news for the month. Again, there's not much going on AOS style. So we start May 22nd. Dawnbringer previews from the Free Guild Marshal leads, or the Free Guild Marshal leads from the front. Anyone that has been watching the channel at all or listening to any of the old world stuff that we've been talking about, I've been saying how I don't like the previews that they've been putting out. It was very like hit you over the head, Empire and a little Hero Forgy. And with them actually revealing stuff, I feel like they've actually taken those. Obviously, I had a feeling they were going to go like Hero 4G to GWE. So I wasn't too worried about that one, but I'm glad to see all the details have been blended in. It's not just exactly how it was on the previews. So the heroes that they showed us, along with like the different variations they showed in the
next to the fucking hook.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm very excited to see what people can come up with this kit. And that kit bashers are just going to go nuts with this thing.
That relic head thing is like my favorite thing ever.
Are you I
just need to get those bits for my flesh eater courts, man.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if there's going to be any customization with the page. I don't know what else to call him. He might be listed. The title might be listed in the article here, but I didn't read it.
I bet he'll have two, like artifacts. I bet, and they'll have different effects. There'll be the head and something else.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, I'm excited to see where this army goes. Like there's, I say, like in the back of my mind, I'm a little worried that the rules are not going to hold up to these models.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so they showed holding helmet and hammer, sword and shield, and double guns. Can't go wrong with the marshal on the front lines with the double guns.
That was in the Empire. They could do that. You could build the captain with the brace of pistols.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, no,
You never
everyone
did. It
knows
was
dual
awful,
wielding's
but
better.
You could build them.
Yeah.
Now, is that? And yeah, that is 3 different heads. So
Yes.
yes. I think I might keep an eye out for this stuff just for whenever I expand my Stormcast. These skulls
Yeah, if
are
you
awesome.
drop down, he'll get you.
All right, moving along. Next day, May 23rd, Old World Development Diary, main factions revealed.
He's coming back around.
AKA
Yeah.
the day fantasy players wept.
Yeah, there are a lot of factions that are missing from this. Many of them people will be missed, I'm sure. But I feel like, especially for the jump that we made into Age of Sigmar, all the ones that we truly lost are here. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Like I said, I mean, for me, I'm not worried because, as they said below, the other factions, because I think combined the core factions that they have listed, and then the other factions they listed, that covers all the armies, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty certain that it does. Everything that I can remember off the top of my head, at the very least.
Yeah. And so, like, really all it means is any sort of narrative that comes out, you're not going to be late, you're not going to be named in there, and you're not going to get, the new named character on foot.
Right, yes.
Which, again, like I said, depending on how that plays out, you might be better off. That's
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Again, they came out and stated, this is one of the, I believe this is one of the options we actually covered, where it's like, hey, look, they're just going to put everything out on, like, made to order. And they'll get you, they'll send you whatever you want, but, no one's getting, it's not going to be a whole line refresh from go. And if anything, it sounds like it's pulled back a little bit, and we're not getting a line refresh at all for anybody. Just
Yeah, which I was very disappointed about that, because way back in the beginning, whenever they were showing us like the Kislev renderings and things like that, I thought that we were going to go full bore into it all. And like, especially with the picture they gave us here for the Wood Elves, with an old tree lord, like in the old end times, we had the current tree lord kit. Why can't we use that kit for this?
right.
Oh,
Now, so
I just hope they don't charge modern GW prices for those 15-year-old kits.
oh, they
and
will.
think people
That's the
because
sad
that's
part.
absurd. Like, that's what's gonna kill it for me. I'm
And
not
I
buying
heard at first
Plutonians.
people were like, "Don't worry, like this is just a really old photo they're using." No, if you look at those wood elves, they're on the new size bases.
yes, yeah.
So it's
so-
happening.
Seth, you hit the nail on the head there. It's it's going to be, oh, I want some dwarf miners. Cool, that'll be $65 for 8.
It's just the monopose Battle for Skull Pass ones too.
right.
Like
Oh.
not even the actual kit.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it's and I saw like a lot of people talking about because this brings up the or maybe not this article, but the last article brought up some kits will be plastic, some will be metal, some will be resin. It's like no.
Right.
If before it was taken off, it was metal, it's coming back as metal.
Right. Yeah.
They're not converting anything. They're not changing anything. Those molds are made for one material. They're not going to be like, let's try throwing some resin in that model.
Yeah, we're not throwing resin in this old tin mold. It's just going to go to hell.
I do like with how they've stated stuff. Taking the enjoyment or the success of the rules writing off the table, I do worry about the future of the game just on, like Seth said,
the price point to entrance. Yeah.
I'm not spending $1,000 to start a Chaos Dwarf army. Like,
Right. Most
Well, and like the
people will
problem
not.
too is, what if Total Warhammer 3 is like petering out by the time this comes out proper? Like they're
I
not going
think
to.
that
They
is
don't have
part of
that.
the issue. I agree with
like-
you, Seth. That should have been set up that this came out during Total Warhammer 2, and like
Yeah.
Total Warhammer 3 was to get everyone else back into it again.
I mean, we'll see. I think a lot of people like Total Warhammer 3, but I also think there's a lot of people who still gripe and groan about the day of old of Warhammer Fantasy, whether they play Total War or not.
Oh, that's fair.
Again, from day one, I've always thought, from the day they announced this, I said, they are opening a can of worms that people finally were starting to forget about.
Yes.
If they would have just made this an apocalypse game where you slotted your round Age of Sigmar models into a square movement tray with round holes, you're saving yourself a lot of grief.
Could have been.
But again, I'm still excited for it. I'm still going to play it. The biggest issue that I see is just the future of the game, because I'm not going to put a lot of money into it. If I have to buy a couple STLs and print them out for pennies on the dollar.
Right. That's what will happen for, I think, a vast majority of people who pick up this game.
Right. And I think the issue will be is...
That's what this Empire Army is. So.
Exactly. And like, the big issue is going to be like, as they've stated at the Warhammer Opens, if it's not GW, you're not putting it on the table.
Right.
And so then there's going to be very small amount of interest in that tournament. And then they're going to go, well, no one's playing it.
Right.
Let's abandon it.
It'll get pretty much abandoned within the first year or two.
Yeah.
They'll get through all the stuff that they have in the pipeline, and then they'll be done.
I wonder where Horus Heresy is.
I think Horus Heresy's doing pretty well, actually. I think just at the turn of the month, was it, that they had like announced, hey, we're doing some jump troops or something for it.
Yeah.
I want to say.
Well, part of that too is there's so much. People love that, like the setting, because of all the Black Library books. People love their Space Marines. I don't know if Fantasy has that same.
I agree.
Yes, it will be a good question of, will all the older generation of gamers who love that system and burnt their models to the ground whenever they got rid of it, will they come back? You know?
Yeah, it's yeah, man, I don't know. It's interesting. I also, the one other thing I wish that they would have clarified a little bit more in this regarding the other factions. If you read this article, it basically says these factions, we're just going to give you enough juice so you can put your models on the table so we don't have to hear from you.
That's kind of what I got too. They'll have rules to play, and that's about all we're going to do with them.
But at the same time, they should have said something along the lines of, at this time or at this section of the story, we're focusing on these. These will be centered on future.
Yeah, that could be a better way of putting it, to be like, hey guys, there is longevity in this game.
Right. Like, let us know that you're thinking about tomorrow, as opposed to, well, gonna get $70 for that rank and flank of orcs there. That's
yeah.
And you're gonna need about 12 of those boxes, so and you're gonna have to order them from Forge World, so
so you'll wait. Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, I mean, this article makes me a little apprehensive, but at the same time, I'm not worried about enjoying the game. I think that's going to be a lock. I think where we are at this stage, as long as we don't get like grand strategies, I think we'll be fine.
Right. Yes. Just let us play a simple game. We'll be good.
Regardless of what you think of grand strategies. Seth, you said you've played fantasy before, right? You have fantasy armies.
Yeah, I've got dwarves, so my opponents didn't get to have fun back in the day.
There you go.
Right. And so, like, that's one of the things, like, I think about, like, whenever I think about, like, battle tactics and grand strategies here, like, dwarves move 3 inches.
Not taking objectives too quickly. No.
You're not going to, like, you're not getting line breaker. Like,
Hey, you get miners. Just buy those miners.
right.
There you
Teleport
exactly.
go.
in turn
Now you
4.
get
You're
line
good.
breaker done.
Just go all miners, all rangers, and just have your opponent go, I don't even know what the fuck's going on right now.
Tell me neither.
All right, moving right along here. A Warhammer or a Big M Power Hour first. The last article. May 25th, Warhammer Skulls 2023, the Ultimate Festival of Warhammer video games. This was a lot of highs and a lot of lows. Like, it seems like there was not a. They didn't really like the developers weren't all on board. It was like last week they're like, "Hey guys, by the way, we need all your announcements." Like,
Yeah, I hear you.
so the first thing that they showed off, not the first thing, but the first thing in this article here, Age of Sigmar, Realms of Ruin, an Age of Sigmar real-time strategy. Oh hell yes.
Yes. No, that looks like it'd be good. Gonna try and bring back some old Dawn of War days there.
I mean, like, I'm not good at real-time strategies. I like Dawn of War, and I'm terrible at all the others. So,
Same.
I hope that I do hope that they try and go a little more Dawn of War style, where you do a little base building, a little bit of resource gathering, reinforcing units and whatnot, and, like, upgrades, stuff like that. Of course, the only problem with the upgrades is, like, it's not really Age of Sigmar.
Right.
But at the same time,
We'll see.
Well, it's
So-
on consoles too, right? So
Yeah,
I can't see it
yeah.
being too StarCrafty. It'll probably
Yeah,
be
it
more
can't
Dawn
be
of War
not
2.
if you're using a controller. Yeah.
it'd be hilarious if they're like, we're just going to put it on consoles. We're not really going to worry about. We're not
Oh
gonna-
boy. We'll just have crossplay. It'll be fine.
Crossplay, and you have to use the thumbsticks as your mouse and just.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I don't want to be negative, because I think this is awesome. This is great. They didn't show any gameplay, but it makes me want to pull my Stormcast back out of the closet.
Yeah.
Why did it take 7-8 years for an Age of Sigmar game?
That's a
proper
wonderful
one?
question. I mean, I
there
do
was that,
know game development is long and it is slow. However, with the fact that the Cruel Boys are the other main faction here, I'll bet you can tell whenever this started development, and that was the day that Cruel Boys came out.
Right. What were you saying, Seth?
There was like a turn-based kind of XCOM type one. I think it was called Stormground or something like that.
Oh, yeah,
It was okay. It was like good. You buy it on Steam on a sale. Nurgle was in it, so that was nice. But
There we
was
go.
always in it.
like it was okay. But like it was it was probably the best Sigmar game, and you could get it for $10 on Steam. So
Right. Yeah, you had that, and then isn't there the VR game where you're fighting Night Haunt?
Oh,
I
I don't remember
I'm
that one.
pretty sure it released.
Yeah, I
But the
kind of
fact
remember.
that you've never heard of it.
Well, also it was a VR game, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not. No VR for me.
same.
So they said gameplay's coming in June, so I look forward to see what we get there.
Yeah.
Register for the open beta. Go for it.
Cool.
So we got Speed Freaks announcement. Again, another shocker. I'm like, how did it take this long?
I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I'm
Yeah.
glad that they're trying for it,
Yeah.
honestly. So, heck yeah.
Cool. Space Marine 2. Again,
Can't wait.
Yeah. I love Space Marine 1 so much.
Same.
I played the bejesus out of that game and screamed many
The
hours. at my
multiplayer,
TV.
man?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That multiplayer is so good. You could spend so long just making your custom chapter or legion.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So good.
Also, I was super excited to see that they were putting Titus as a model, even though I don't think the model looks anything like Titus.
Mm-mm.
I mean, they're doing what they can.
I've
Yeah.
seen them. I've seen them mold sassy little nurglings. They can.
Now who knows? Maybe whenever we are sitting there playing, it'll change in our head, and we'll be like, "Yeah, maybe that is Titus."
It's not. Okay, moving along. Warhammer Total War Warhammer 3, the Warhammering. All right.
Yes,
So
Harold Hammerstorm. There we
Carry
go.
the hammer.
carry
Yep.
the hammer. I've heard this is a rabbit hole. There's been a lot of discussion and debate on like YouTube channels that actually the channel is based off of Warhammer Total War.
Okay.
And there's been a lot of debate on what they think about the legendary heroes as opposed to the legendary lords. For people that haven't played it, legendary lord is essentially a character that you get more in-depth customization, more in-depth leveling. They're stronger, they're more powerful, and then the heroes kind of get integrated into the armies and have less power, less options, less stuff like that. And they're now like, hey, we're going to release more of these more often, which is never going to be a problem with that. Like,
No.
more whatever, more often is always fine by me. But again, like I said, like so far we've had 2 major announcements. There wasn't really an announcement for Space Marine 2 other than here's a new trailer for a game is coming out, and a Titus model. Like, and now we're getting here's a legendary hero. It's cool.
Right. Yeah.
Now, in a weird turn of event, Power Wash Simulator is teaming up with Warhammer 40,000.
Yeah. Why
I
not?
don't even understand.
Just clean off. It's got to be just power wash your Land Raider or something like that.
Yeah.
It's got to be what it is, right?
They did Final Fantasy VII with Midgar. So
There we go. That's
keep
what
going,
it's
I
going to
guess.
be. Post battle, you got to clean that thing off afterwards.
Yeah, so it'll just be the
Someone's got to do it.
sparkling, clean, dark of the future. That's
Why not?
So you're playing as like a servitor then? That's our great character.
Yes.
Lobotomized robot spraying off a tank.
Yeah, you get the option to do like a chair, like the servitor, and you get higher power, but you can't fly, or you can be a cherub with a skull head, and you just can have much less power, but you can go wherever you want. And that's, then we got a Dark Tide patch announcement.
Yeah.
It's already released today. It didn't really do anything. It added a new stage and added a chaos spawn.
It's not Vermintide 2. Still not, so.
Hey, it's still, I enjoy me some Dark Tide. You
I
get a
do too. I was
good
actually
group of
playing
friends
it.
in there. It's a good time.
Yeah. I was actually playing a little bit earlier, so.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
Rogue Trader. I don't even. I've heard.
I've never gotten to play the Rogue Trader. I never have yet. So,
There's spaceship combat. Play that. Sure.
yeah.
Warpforged trading card game. Bolt gun looks pretty fun.
Yes, I'm very interested in Bolt Gun. That looks cool.
Yeah, I watched someone. I watched Halo speed run level 1,
Yeah.
and
It's like 56-second video or something.
Yeah.
I did see. And here, of course, now they're showing the custom controllers. After I just bought one, I just bought.
Oh, jeez.
I did see slight spoilers. Speaking of the sassy Nurgling,
Yeah.
I did see he is in the game.
Beautiful.
You've seen the meme then.
Yeah.
Pointing the finger at him and calling him like filthy heretic or something.
Jeez.
Yeah, and then they announced a bunch of other stuff, but yeah, like I said, it's fine, good.
Yeah.
If you're playing any of these games, you'll have a good time. And they did announce for Vermintide 2, they're getting a new free content patch, and there's a little bit of a video for that. And at the very end, it shows Sienna's burning hand, which means finally she's getting her 4th class.
Nice.
I believe it's been longer since the last job release, since like from now to the last job, from the last job to the release of the game. I'm pretty sure from now until the last job was greater?
It might be. Yeah.
Is what it is, though. Huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Hold on here. Not that one yet. Oh. Okay, so we're moving right along here to our palate cleanser. Not that we need too much of one this time around, but all right.
Yeah.
So going to 2nd of May.
Yeah. So obviously, this looks like a bunch of skins that have been brought together in some way, shape, or form. At least in my mind, that's what I'm getting from it.
So I can't remember if Mike and I did this one or not, so we're gonna do it fresh here. But
That's fair.
it gives me, based on my hobby experience, two things it reminds me of, and it reminds me of the Giants.
Okay.
And it reminds me of basically anything death related.
Could be Cruel Boys too.
That's where I was going to go next. If the bottom paragraph is a hint of any kind,
Oh, there we go.
well, that's undoubtedly a bog standard rumor engine, then yes, Cruel Boys.
Mhm.
So I'm going to say, I think I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'll let you guys guess first. Seth, since you're the first time here, why don't you give us your first guess on what you think this is?
I hope it's Flesh Eater Courts, which means it's not going to be Flesh Eater Courts.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be a foot hero for Cruel Boys who will release in one of those, whatever they're called, Dawnbringer books.
Yeah.
And yeah,
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad
I was going to say, yeah, I can't really argue with that one there.
Now, I thought you already got your announcement for your king tyrant guy on a throne.
Oh no, so that was like a special edition only.
So
And
you
then we've
want-
got the dude for the Dawnbringer thing. But
So you want two heroes on foot. I think you're getting.
I just want Usharon on his cool diorama base. But
Perfect.
we're not getting that until maybe December. So
Real quick, as a side, since we're making pretty good time, I had a theory that they blew to hell. I was very excited, and then they crumbled it. I was hoping that we were going to be getting a new zombie dragon kit, because on the on the Games Workshop page, it showed that kit after Soulblight came out saying no longer available. However,
Those hopes were dashed.
as being around the block for a while, I know that they can also use the no longer available to just mean we have no idea when this is coming back, and we just don't want you hitting that damn button.
Right.
it's almost as if they gave it rules that were very, very absurdly good in the Soulblight book. So
Yeah.
everyone bought them.
Well, guess what?
That may have happened.
They took too long of a time. I bought an SDL, so I'm not buying that ugly kit. So,
Jeez.
Colt, what do you think?
Oh, I agree with Seth completely. This is a Cruel Boys model of some sort.
Yeah, I'm definitely going with Foot Hero. Foot Hero, Cruel Boys.
All right.
Moving along. The 9th of May.
The 9th.
What do you think?
So
what do you think, Seth?
I'm trying to pull it up here.
Cole, you got yours set up?
So I want to say it's Seraphon of some sort. However, with my brain knowing what is coming, this is a Tyrannid of some sort.
I don't know. Like, to me, it doesn't look Tyrannid or Seraphon.
I don't know. With that, like, underbelly to a tail or a leg, one of the two. That's what was making me think dinosaurs.
It doesn't look like a Tyrannid thing. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
Maybe
I know it
like
doesn't.
their drop pod thing. Like they've got little like noodles coming off of them.
Yeah, actually fleshy bits instead of it being hard carapace. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't.
So I watch the Warhammer Weekly pretty much weekly.
Surprise, surprise.
They keep talking about the next the next incarnate being a spider thing.
Oh.
And so we already got like a face that has like a big gash in it that looks a little spidery.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have something that could potentially be a big monstrous spider leg.
Okay.
That's gonna be my
Okay.
guess.
I hope it's not. I don't have to buy an incarnate. If it's a spider, I'll have to buy it. And I'll have to make everyone miserable when they play against it.
Yeah,
That's what incarnates do. Yep.
if they're going to release another incarnate, and if they allow me to put 2 incarnates in a list, I'm just going to go full tilt. And we as a community need to come together and put incarnates in every list. Chicken in every pot.
I'll just go what? 2 incarnates, 1 turtle, and a hero, and call it good. There we go.
2 incarnates, a Gotrek, and whatever I can fit in the damn list.
There you go. Done.
Until they point that thing at 1,000 points and say it's not legal for match play, I will not rest.
Yeah.
Okay, move along to the 16th.
What do we got here on the 16th?
Not much of a rumor engine.
No, it's like a diorama piece for guard or something, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's what I would like to say is it's a scenery kit.
Okay,
But
that's probably it. But it's like somebody shot it with boulder rounds or something like that. Is what I'm getting from it. So
I think it's someone standing on it. Someone's going to be doing the foot up pose.
Yeah.
Yep, the
That's
foot
what I
on
was
top
going
of the wall. Yep.
It's probably, I don't know, maybe a new commissar, maybe a named commissar.
Yeah.
Or we're going to finally find out that there's actually, like, commissar generals.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Commissar commander.
Well, there's, what's it? The
We've got
Lord
a
Commissar is
Lord
basically
Commissar.
that.
Yeah,
that's
it's as
true.
close as I can get for now.
Don't worry, then they'll get Primaris commissars. It's fine.
No. Oh,
All right, moving along. May 23rd.
all right.
Oh, this one's so inspiring. Wow.
I'll take a swing at this one. It's a chaos thing.
No.
Bold
no,
call.
Can't be.
Like, these ones are the worst. It's just like, it's obviously this. It could be half the armies in the game. Like, come
I'm
on.
just gonna
Joey.
just to argue with everyone here. This is actually on an ogre Maw tribes thing. It's just what they could find from these chaos people that they ate last.
To at least throw out something interesting, I'm going to say it's part of a diorama where Yndraste's brother shows up, and it's him spearing a giant chaos demon that's standing
With
on
its
this.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Beautiful. Believe.
All right, let's see here. Okay. Switching over to the other window here so we can start our sorry guys.
Be sorry about it. We're right here.
There we go.
Ready to make
Here we
the
go. All right.
internet blaze light.
So now, why we should get rid of your dumb, stupid army. I want everyone to know that this is 100% legitimate and completely serious. We're not joking. We're not kidding. Your army needs to be gotten rid of. It's a problem.
GW is on the phone. We're about to call them. Your army's done.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
I got James Workshop's number. He actually got mine and texted me. So now one thing I don't want anyone to point out inconsistencies. If one army is tired and boring and another one is setting up false expectations, you know what? They just didn't hit the mark. All right, they just went too far one way or the other way. All right. I don't want, for my hamburger, I don't want you to just form some ground meat and throw it at me, and the other side, I don't want a briquette of cinder. You know, it's the middle ground, and that's all we're talking about, okay? So, what I thought was only fair, to make sure people watch as long as possible, I went on the Honest Wargamers website, and I found the stats of.
I'm very glad that I'm not the only one who went over there to pull them up for this. Okay.
And so we are presenting these in reverse order of representation at the whatever tournament stuff he's using. So we're going from least popular to most popular army.
Okay.
So we start with Fire Slayers, right?
Watch your mouth.
I mean, we'll be able to tell you why they should get rid of that army pretty quick. It won't be a problem here. Don't worry.
Yeah, 10 seconds.
We are starting off with the least popular army, understandably so, the Big Wah.
It's not a real army. We can move to the next one.
Yeah, you couldn't decide what orcs to buy,
Right.
so you bought all of them,
Right.
and now your army's bad.
Yeah, exactly. You've been playing Orcs and Greenskins
Forever.
since 3rd edition Warhammer Fantasy. Quit being a cheapskate. Go buy a real army.
Right.
Find a camp and sit in it. You don't get to sit in the middle.
Actually, just finish out buying the Iron Jaws side. Just actually make an Iron Jaws army out of it.
So you can.
We
throw
all know
that
you're not
out,
going to
too.
do the Cruel Boys bit.
Don't buy those Bone Splitters because
The
GW
Bone
doesn't want you
Splitters.
to.
Hey,
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually surprised. Are you certain Bone Splitters are not less taken than the Big Wah?
well,
Because
so speak of the devil, and he shall appear. The
Oh.
second least popular army is the Bone Splitters.
and that is because those models are 500 years old, but people
500
have
years
them
old.
for that minute they were good.
So
And there's 2 models in like the whole range. You have
Yes,
guy on
yes.
pig and guy on foot.
Well, no. There's 2 guys holding a big spear. That's it.
Yeah, who only comes in the one kit. So
Right.
exactly.
Nightmare.
So when it comes to the Bone Splitters, we all know all you're doing is you're taking as many of the big stabbers as possible because
They're the best. Big brain moves.
because they're compensating. Little dick.
No, I don't
That's
know
all
what
it
you're
is.
talking about.
Got a little the player. So if you at home are playing the Bone Splitters, you have a little stabber, so you're putting as many big stabbers in the list as possible. And it's a dumb unit.
Also, you have no butts. You have nothing back there. The orc just double cheeked up.
Nothing.
You're making up for it.
Go put on some
Yes.
pants and get a real army. All right?
Beautiful.
God almighty. All right. Moving along. Here's another tried and true one. Cities of Sigmar.
Well, I mean, your army's about to get nuked anyway, and most of the models you play with aren't worth anything. So,
Well, so again, look. So right now, you're bringing your Cities of Sigmar army again because you've been playing Empire, Dispossessed, Dark Elves, High Elves for 30 odd
Forever.
years.
yeah.
And
Then you have a
cheap
bridge.
ass. So, but again, this army is so bad that GW is already going to get rid of it.
They already let you know.
They're telling you
knew.
now.
The
They
nuke
knew.
is coming.
Called him up and he was like, "Listen, take it out. I'm gonna take the shot."
Exactly. And
I
so
love it.
here we'll even go ahead to the future with the Dawnbringers. There's no new dwarf armies. There's no new dwarf models. There's no new elf models. It's no longer Sigmar. It's now human time with stupid Sigmar who can't do anything right. Can't do Stormcast right. How's it going to do the humans right? Wasting your time.
I mean, did you see those knights over-designed? Unbelievable. You expect me to paint all of that, GW? You're insane.
If you could maybe go ahead
To
and
be
put
fair, I wouldn't paint all of that. It's way too much.
go ahead. Just go ahead and put, 17, 18 more trinkets on every single one of those damn.
Oh,
Really? Come on. And again, what is a human going to do against a friggin' Blood Reaper, huh?
not a damn thing.
Right. All you're doing by putting little humans on the table is just feeding them in to get the Bloodthirster. That's all you're doing.
It's gonna be great.
I
Stupid.
bet that foot guy does more damage than the Bloodthirster, though. I bet he's damaged 3 on that hammer.
More than
Oh.
likely. But yeah, so again, just save this for your Golden Demon entries that you're not going to win, okay?
Wow. Wow.
All right, so now moving along, once again, we're going back to the Auric War Clans with the biggest flop of 3rd edition, Cruel Boys.
We get
Again,
it.
too busy.
You bought 9 crossbows. You want it to be good. If the table is set up correctly for terrain, you will be good. That's it. That's all you got. Hopefully them crossbows work.
Yeah,
Such a fun army to play against, too. Oh, you rolled 5s and 6s. Congrats, you won. Oh, you didn't. I won. Okay, game's over, turn 2.
Yeah.
right. I mean, like, your army was designed to fail. They took a bunch of you took a gross, smelly orc and put it in a swamp. Like, the models, tall, skinny, short-legged orcs. Stupid.
Check, like,
Super
Lord of the
fun.
Rings
Yes.
designs. I don't know what they were thinking.
Just go play Middle-earth. It's a better game. You have better orcs.
It's cheaper, too, unless
it's
you're doing
cheaper.
something weird.
Yeah. So again, everything that you like when you are putting out your models, when you're playing a Cruel Boy army, all the negative things that are going through your head are 100% true. It's a dumb army. You're not going to win. You wasted all of that time and money painting them up. Just throw them away. Take the tray, throw it against the wall. That's
Yeah, because you can't sell that on eBay. You're getting no
no
money
one's
for those
buying it.
18 archers.
Yeah.
All right, moving along, we have the new book Seraphon,
Yep. Yep. We're
which, by
waiting
the way,
on it.
we will be reviewing next month. However, as of right now, don't even waste your time. What do they do? Half an army refresh? Not one giant dinosaur?
No, not one. They made all new stuff. They gave up on all the old stuff and
Right.
just made new things, actually, is what happened here.
Your old shit is so bad, GW gave up on it.
There we go.
They didn't even re-release new kits. They were like, there's no saving the Saurus Knight. It's just dead.
That one's understandable. GW gets that one. Those stars.
Now, Seth, what do you think? What do you think you're telling your opponent by bringing a Seraphon army?
So if you brought Croak, you're saying this is not going to be a fun game. Start drinking now. This is going to be awful. If they're bringing the big dinosaurs, it's probably going to be a fun game. They're
No,
probably
you-
not
Also
going to know
start
most of their
drinking now.
rules. They're
Yeah.
probably going to forget a lot of them. But it's going to be
Yeah.
a fun game.
You were close, but then you trailed off there at the end. No, if you're bringing the big dinosaurs, all you're saying is that you have the brain of the dinosaurs that you brought. All right? Come on, man. All the power is in the other side, the Starborn. Come on.
Disgusting.
Seriously. And if you bring Croak, all you're doing... I know you two are a little bit younger here. Have you both seen the original 300?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you remember the bad senator guy who had sex with the queen?
Yes, we remember.
That's what Croak is. I am not your general. This will not... you will not enjoy this.
Jeez.
So again, that's all you're saying is I didn't want to have the opportunity to potentially play this game. I just wanted to put as many models on the table as humanly possible and have you play the game as little as possible before I overrun you with 1,000 skinks. Get some skill, all right? That's what I'm saying. Moving along, here's another straight in the bin, stupid, dumb Sons of Behemoth.
Yeah, now before I start ripping on you, Matt,
Look,
I just wanted to throw
I know
out
what you're
there
talking about.
since Behemoth are terrible in the current edition, and they are still played more than all the other armies we've already talked about.
Correct.
So that's how bad they are.
correct.
It's almost as if you can 3D print 4 dudes for like $50 and you have a full army.
Yeah, so you can either 3D print 4 dudes for $20, or you can give them $1,000 to have one of the worst armies in the game.
Wait. I think we're coming up with reasons why GW shouldn't get rid of this army. Wait, they like money. Shoot.
I mean, again, like GW is low key telling you not to play this army. Like they literally in third edition nerfed the shit out of it, and in order to make you feel better, they put out not another kit, but just added a new sprue to the old kit to give you a unit to give back the rules they took away from you for one turn per game.
Yep.
Just use those same legs. Everyone has that same stance. Every single.
Nobody knows how to walk
hits.
here. Nobody knows.
Yeah, stupid. So you get models that are 2 years old, supported by shit models that are 25 years old.
Oh god. Those man crushers. Ugh.
And then the army's so bad, they don't even incorporate it into the new rules. Like, GW has to be sitting there laughing at you every time you buy one of these kits. Just like, idiot, throw it in the box. Like that. I can't even imagine what the warehouses think whenever they put one of these dumb mega giant boxes in the container and then follow it up with a GHB. Like, who the fuck is doing this? Why even waste your time?
Yeah, just great going into a game and going, listen, the best I can get is 3 battle tactics.
Right.
It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Amazing army choice.
The best I could do is deny you 3 battle tactics. Like, I hope you didn't want to get in first, because you ain't getting shit done.
Because it ain't happening. Yep.
Oh, you need to kill a Galician champion? Good luck.
Yep.
All right, moving right along. Oh, here's another shit bag. Flesh Eater Courts.
GW forgot about you.
The most noble knights you've ever seen.
Yeah. So we're talking about an army that is completely derived from another army in fantasy because no one wanted to use those models.
Oh.
I don't know, maybe if GW did any sort of creativity with the awesome lore of Flesh Eater Courts, but instead they just put these old kits in a box, and they don't even put an upgrade sprue. They're not putting anything in there. They're just buy this old stuff that has none of this. You look at the lore, you're like, wow, this is amazing. And then you look down at the models and you go, what the?
What do you
What
mean?
happened?
They're delusional even by the lore.
Don't worry, Seth. You'll be able to play them again whenever Old World comes out in the form of Bretonnia. That's
There we
just
go.
remount them all on cavalry bases very poorly. Very
Done.
poorly.
actually the current line would look so terrible to whatever Bretonians they're going to come out with. So an army that has been discontinued is going to have better models than your army right now that's active and in competitive play.
Those Knights of the Realm from 20 years ago are like, man, at least we don't look like those guys.
I would not be surprised if December rolls around and they're going to be like, hey, we're just going to go ahead and delay Flesh Eater Courts the 4th edition. This is just a wash. That's all right. Oh, hey, we are on a streak here.
Yep.
One of the dumbest armies ever created, Igneth Deepkin. They don't even have gills. They can't breathe under there.
Don't even have legs.
I mean,
What are those eels flying
Just
around
think, they
on?
messed up the army so bad the first time that they had to nerf it into the ground because all anyone did was say, I'll copy paste 500 eels and run it your face and not think about it.
Yeah.
And they
The
just got
best
rid of
part
it.
is you can't pronounce the names of the eel units. So when they say what they are, you're like, what does that mean? Is that the offensive or
Oh,
the
no.
defensive?
I just say attack and defense eel. I play the army. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Whenever they came up with names, they picked up their keyboard, smashed it into their face, and just rolled it back and forth. And they're like, elf. Guard.
Done. Yes.
They had all of the creativity of sea monsters, all the cool stuff they could do, and they just did, hey, here's eels.
Right.
The lamest thing ever.
This-
And there's a turtle too sometimes.
To be fair, GW, where the hell's my Kraken? Anyway.
This should have absolutely been Cthulhu-esque sea monsters.
Yeah.
Yep. Give me the deep ones. Give
Right.
me those fish boys.
Hell yeah. Instead, we get stupid elves without dumb eyes.
Elves, they ruin everything, don't they? They come in there to their cool idea and they just force their elf ways on it.
I mean, it's like having a hard day, finally getting off shift, go to your favorite coffee shop, order your favorite drink, sit down, close your eyes, take a deep breath in, breathe out, you open your eyes, and there's an elf shitting in your coffee. That's
Jeez.
That's if you're lucky.
right. That's that's the guy in that deepkin right there. Followed up with Slanesh, who, aka late to the game. I mean, we got how far into second edition before they even got a single battle tome? And
Pretty
on top
deep
of that,
into there.
you guys can't see this, but everyone at home can. Here's one problem. Friggin' morons. The cover is even so obscene that I have to use the Keeper of Secrets to represent this army. Because you can't keep your damn tits out. Like, put on some clothes.
Just those fiends, man. They got to learn some self-respect. Just put on a shirt. Just save us all the time.
If you don't want to wear 40 bras, put on a shirt. That's Now, here's one problem that I have with this army. Outside of the fact that they have no idea what they're doing with it, and they're just like, you know what, let's just...
Well, they had an idea the first time whenever someone was like, I don't know, overpowered as shit.
Just give them every good rule in the game.
I don't know. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, give
You
it to
them
them.
every
It's
rule
fine.
Every rule that everyone salivates over, and we'll give them friggin' point values that'll friggin' make someone blush, and we'll just counterbalance it by giving them a 6-up save. That's
Yeah.
Oh, we'll also give you the ability to summon. Now, I don't know about you guys, but in second edition, when they were bad, I mean, good bad, I fought against someone who literally summoned 3,100 points of models.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yep.
Like,
Was that name Bill Souza?
I will not go into names. But if it does rhyme with Milhuza, I don't. Yeah. And again, here's the other thing. Again, you guys might be too old to remember. No, not Seth. Seth, you have so many old models.
Yeah, you know it. You know it. I've got those metal sisters on my desk right now.
The whole point of the damn army was sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I'm pretty sure they've ruled out all drugs, and there's no representation of rock and roll in this army.
No, definitely no rock and roll in there anymore.
Right. I mean,
Just get rid of it.
just get rid of it. It's a waste of time. Take Keeper's Secret, take your Blitz Barb Archers, go get a real army. Moving along. Oh boy, here we go. So this might be the last episode of Big M's Power Hour because Daughters of Cain is one of the biggest, stupidest armies ever put together.
Let's be honest. Marathi was a mistake.
Right. And
That's what it was.
Cannot agree more.
Not only was Marathi a mistake at every level, even before coming over to Age of Sigmar, this is only basically the reason why this army exists is because they're like, I don't want to do a whole Dark Elf battle tome. I can't handle that much emo bullshit. We'll just, if it has tits, it goes in the box. If not, just throw it out or throw it in the stupid Cities of Sigmar.
And then some guy had those, what are they, the warlocks. It was like, I guess just throw them in there. No one's going to use them.
I don't know. If we can sell them, that'd be great. We got a whole warehouse full.
They don't got any horses. We got plenty of horses. That I'm telling you, it's like candy corn with those dumb warlocks. They just, when they made candy corn and warlocks, they made all the entire supply. They haven't made any new since.
That's why they're in every single Daughters of Cain box set.
Exactly.
They're like, please, take them.
I mean, dear God, like, they decided to give you one of the elf gods because are there any other kind?
Right.
And you were like, well, we don't want to upset all the Daughters players because heaven forbid they get off Twitter for 5 seconds. we'll just make it so Marathi can only take 3 damage a turn, and then
Right.
we'll
We'll
completely
keep Ro alive.
stop the whole thing. We'll throw the whole way the game works out the window, just so Dodge the Cane players will stop bitching at us. 3 damage a turn. There you go. And we'll give you 2
Done.
models at the same time.
Yep.
Stupid.
What
Thanks,
a fun
Jack.
role to play against too. Isn't it just great when you have no shooting and no magic, and you go, okay, I'm just gonna
She's
do.
gonna get to live for 4
I guess
turns.
she's gonna be
guess.
here the
Yeah.
whole game.
Oh man, I'm so glad that you brought this 3 casting,
I don't think
this
she's that
3
good.
casting model that's going to be on the table for at least 4 turns, and it's going to let all your shit shoot twice per turn as well. I'm
Yep.
so happy to be playing this game right now.
Oof. I was
Or-
okay until you reminded me about shooting twice, and now I'm just upset.
Or you go the other way and go, wow, I'm so glad that you brought 500 witch elves. I guess I'll go get a coffee while you're doing a movement phase. Oh wait, another elf shit in my coffee again. Never mind.
And the great thing about those witch elves too is they fall over if anything even looks at them. So when that person's moving those 6,000 witch elves, they're falling over constantly. The
Yeah.
banners are breaking off, and you just have to sit there and go, I can't believe this is what I'm doing right now with my life.
Right. That's why anytime I play anyone that's Dodge the Cane, I just spit at them.
I should know that about you.
Oh yeah, that's why Chuck refuses to play me.
Ah,
That's
that
why he
makes more
refuses to
sense
be on
now.
the show. That's the whole.
Ah, okay.
He's sitting there moving move a banner, falls over, picks it back up, moves it up, falls over, up, put it back up, put it back up. Like, just put a goddamn lead base in the damn thing. Like, come on. Move along. Oh, son of a bitch. OC Bone Reapers.
Yep.
Ugh.
Skeletons with hats.
And smiles and noses. What's going on with that?
I mean, how does your leader have a nose? Like you said, he's a bone nose. It's stupid. Like, it's a dumb army. And again, the same thing as the last one. Hey, look, we know you guys have rules and you have like a whole thing set up here, but we're gonna go over here and we're gonna play with our. Well, thankfully they got rid of the RGP.
RD,
Yeah,
RDP,
relentless.
yeah.
Yeah.
We can't even have a token name that goes to the conventional 2 letters. We're gonna need a third. That's
Yeah.
you got your
And
CP.
it's great now too because your opponent just says, "I'm doing blank thing, blank thing, blank thing," and you go, "Sure, I know you've got like 15 command points, and I
Right.
failed by roar, so just do whatever you want. And just
That's the thing.
kill my army."
They made the book so big, and I don't know if you looked at the battle tome yet.
I played
No, I
against
haven't.
it.
No, so it's like it's this thick, and the every page is like 2-point font. It's just filled, and so your opponent's just like, oh, I rolled. This is my 58th sixth that I've rolled this game, so I automatically win. It says on this page here, and then bunch of liars.
And you can't even read it either because the text is so small.
Right.
So even if you ask to see the battle tome, it
Right.
doesn't matter.
You just have to take his word for it, or you look like an idiot, like you're some illiterate fool. She's like, oh yeah, I see that.
Mhm.
Go get a real death army, all right?
You're like flesh eater cards.
Oh jeez.
Oof.
Oh jeez. Here we go. Stupid, dumb, Diablo ripping off Beast of Chaos.
I mean, get some new models, guys. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Step 1, get new models. Stop making the oldest things out there the best models that you have in the books.
What I think is hilarious is all the models are so freaking old. They might actually be older than you, Cole.
Oh no, there are definitely models in that
And-
army that are older than me.
The army is so old that they've abandoned models.
Hmm.
So you have the oldest models in the game, and there's models even older than that they aren't around. It was awesome before. These guys used to be cool because they wasn't just all goat men. You had ostrich people, cow people, whole nine. It was great. And now it's like, no, we're going to settle on dumb goats.
Don't forget the birds, the most enjoyable models to paint ever, that are in
Absolutely.
every box set ever.
Yes.
No. And again, what are we going to do? We hate these models so much that we're going to encourage our players to not put them on the table.
Yes, it's actually better if you shoot from off of the table at your
Nobody
opponent.
wants to see those Angor Raiders.
Nobody.
Just leave them off the board.
Leave them off the board. We'll let you win. Please just don't put them on the table. We're embarrassed of them.
We don't need a picture of those in the convention photos. It's bad.
Table 1, and
Yeah.
they're like, just don't put models on the board, please.
Please, yeah.
Why don't we go back to Sons of Bahamut, because there's going to be a new, bigger giant, but he's invisible, so we'll just...
Right. He just doesn't play on the table. It's
you just
fine.
have to trust me he's there. That's...
Yeah, believe that I own and have painted that model, please.
All right, moving right along. Okay, first of the... no, we already did Slanesh, so now we got the angry counterpart, Blades of Corn. Heaven forbid we stop with our blood boner.
Mm-hmm. Let's be honest. They saw how many heroes they made for Stormcast, and they went, I bet you I can do better. And they just kept pumping out foot heroes. Couldn't stop, baby.
And the great thing is every unit's name is Blood or Skull.
Right.
So you'll have no idea what it's called.
Exactly.
Ever. And your opponent will say it, and you'll be like, okay, it's one of the 2 names in your whole army.
Category 1, Blood or Skull. Second category, Warrior, Reaper, Taker, Giver, Raper, Sender, Stealer, Render.
and done. Just roll the dice, and that's the new unit name.
Yeah, the new guy's
done.
Blood Bender. Okay, cool.
All right, why not?
Just copy that right from Avatar. Just sneak it right in.
Yeah. That's what the dice said to do.
Skullbender. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Shut up.
So Corn players can't read anyways.
Right.
So they don't...
Yeah. Until about 4 minutes, no one played this army anyway. So.
Right.
All right, moving right along. Just straight from stupid blood, stupid skulls, got to ram it down our throats into the dumb bird people, Disciples of Zinch.
Look, you just want to play pink horrors because they're really good, and you want to annoy your opponent by playing with 50 models out of one goddamn unit.
So when it comes to Disciples of Zinch, you're one of 2 people. One, you're just a tryhard that's going to put down 40 different units of pink horrors. Or 2, you're a 90-year-old woman that lives by herself that likes cockatiels.
Those Lord of Changes, though, they'll be beautiful. They'll be painted so
they
well.
will be.
And that's going to be the damn problem. I'm going to be sitting there at LVO or some shit, and there's going to be this old woman across the table. This one's Buttercup. You can tell because the plumage is from the southern shores of the... Oh, my dear God. We have a time limit, lady.
And then she starts her hero phase, and the game's over. And you're like,
Yep,
okay.
that's it.
Right.
Sorry that you didn't get to interact, but I rolled my 9 dice at the beginning of the game, and they decided I won.
Right. And then I'm going to take my hand on my side of the table and just go, whack! All right. And again, because heaven for fucking bid, we have one army in one book, we're going back to the ogre orc, whatever. Orc tribe, Iron Jaws. It's fucking Iron Jaws, okay? Just...
You mean black orcs.
Why do we have... Yes. Exactly. Why do we have 4 armies, 3.5 armies?
Yes, there we go.
There's no interaction. There's no interaction at all. You could just put out the different book. No one cares. Put all books out at the same time. It doesn't matter. I don't need a War Tribe book.
That writer was severely underpaid, okay? He just found the easiest way he could do to get all 4 of those done and over with before he had to run out of that building, okay?
Now, just take a look at those artifacts, and you'll see right there. You're like, wow, these are all awful, and they're all boring.
Right.
Yeah.
Great job.
Right. Let's maybe make it some effort. At least before I could give it a goddamn arcane tome and have some fun. No, gotta stub that toe pretty hard. So now this is essentially, here's your army list. Let me tell you, because, there's no other choice. You take your Maw Crusher, then you take, 12 War Chanters, and then fill in the rest with gore gruntas and move on with your damn day. Like, ooh, exciting.
And they're going to charge you turn 1, and if they roll well enough, then they probably win. Right. Otherwise, they lose, and then it's like, wow. I'm glad I put all my models on the table.
This was a fun, engaging game of Warhammer, yes.
And you have 2 different models in your whole army. I'm glad I got to see the 50th Gore Grunter you painted.
Right. And again, I don't know about you, but every time I've seen an Iron Jaws list, it really looks like someone painted it with their ass. That's...
I've seen a good one. I'll admit there's one out there.
Yeah, it's over there and it's bright ass orange. That's what it is.
Jeez.
All right, moving right along. The first of the worst dwarf books, Fire Slayers, aka...
Speaking of only having 2 models in the range, because they made 1 foot guy and then they made people on top of a thing, and all the players just call them different names, but to be honest, they don't know what they're looking at either.
It's just the same. There's 1 model, and he's on foot, and there's another model, and he's on a stupid magma dragon thing. It's not even a full dragon.
That's it.
All the players doing, lying to you, up and down. It's not even a full army. It's not even a full army. It's just the one guy, and he just brought 100 of them, and he's telling you they're different units.
Yeah.
This
slightly changed how he modeled each one. Calls it good. T.O. just let it go. It's fine.
Well, T.O. didn't know what was going on either. He was like,
yeah, that's true. I mean, the guy who painted him probably doesn't realize it anymore either. So he's just like, this game, this guy's going to be the hero, I guess.
Yeah, there was one T.O. that let it slide that this guy, like, fucking BS'd, and it's just spiraled out of control, and everyone's too embarrassed to say, like, yeah, that first time was just a mistake. That's... I mean...
And you gotta love how they took one of the coolest concepts in Warhammer Fantasy, the Dwarf Slayer. Everybody loved those guys. They were the coolest thing ever.
Oh, yeah, they were.
And they ported them over, and they took off their pants. First thing they did. And just made sure nobody thought they were cool ever again.
Mm-hmm. As someone that would like to play a dwarf army, I don't know if this was true with the other races, but when it comes to the dwarves, they love pulling the Last Jedi on us and subvert those expectations. So before we had these high damage dealing glass cannons that could bolt across the table for a dwarf.
Right.
Now we have these slow, defensive, not even anymore. They used to be slow and defensive. Now they're just slow.
Now they're just slow.
Do you know how you get the damage out of them by having them...
By praying?
Right. You just like...
Yeah.
Oh, shit. You killed a bunch of my guys, so because of that, I brought a cheap-ass model that has bullshit, dumb rules. And so once per game, because I need some models on the table to do something, but you killed the right amount of things, the things that are left are now good for one turn. And then they go back to being shit next turn.
And the great thing is that person has like 3 of that hero, and they've got dice marking that dumb counter next to those heroes. So you have no idea what is going on. And if somebody bumps that die, you might as well just call the game because you have no idea what's going on.
You were going to win anyways because who knows? You're making up shit, and I can't even call you on it. So, all right, moving right along here. What we previously thought was a good army, we were completely wrong. In the Soulblight Gravelords.
Just a bad army where they grabbed all the leftovers from death.
Look,
they called it good.
We all know that you like Marilyn Manson and all those other shirts with the black, like the black shirts with like the drippy ink, and it's all like just a pencil outline of something, maybe a pentagram.
You can't read the text. It's just the best. You just so cool.
Hey, maybe we can do that. What do we got here? Oh, look. Let's see. We got a wolf vampire because, you know, we couldn't go with werewolves. We couldn't go with vampires. Let's go with wolf vampires. What else we got here? Oh, we got black dice. There's a surprise. Oh, geez. Hey, look. Here's some... What are these guys? Are these... I thought this was for the Flesh Eater course. What are these guys with big wings here? I don't understand. Isn't this they have a Flesh Eater court face? What are they doing here? I don't even know.
You gotta love those zombies, right? It's such a great game when your opponent puts down like 200 models on the board, and they just move them up, and you're like, wow, I can't wait to fight that model that's been airbrushed 3 Kellers, and there's 200 of them.
Dang.
200 per unit with 4 units on the table, and you're sitting there going, wow, you moved them in a straight line forward. I didn't realize I was fucking fighting Sun Tzu over here. Jesus Christ. All right, moving on to one army. I don't know how it's clinging to the side of the bowl. Skaven. Come on.
Talk about old models.
Yeah. Yes, there's another army that it needs a refresh. I mean, GW obviously has given up on you.
No, it just needs flushed at this point. It's done.
Yeah.
Just put it out of its misery. It's
Ratmen, creative in 1980, 1990. Give them a little wheel to run around in. Hilarious. That time is done, all right? We've already told you time and time again, we don't want random movement, all right? Before it was, hey, I'm going to roll 2 dice, and if I roll high, I'm going to kill you. If I roll low, I'm going to kill myself. Now it's, if I roll anything but a 2, I'm going to kill you. I rolled my 1. Now I did a mortal wound, but I'll heal it back. Don't worry.
It's also great that the model range is like 50 models, tons of different unit options, and all you're ever going to play against is Storm Fiends, Thankwol, one of the Vermin Lords, who all look the same, by the way, so they could say it's doing whatever they want, and 60 Clan Rats. Get used to seeing that. Very fun.
I think you have actually just described every time I've played against Skaven.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Like, here's the thing. I have played against Skaven so much that I should know exactly who's what. I go, is that guy Thankwol? No, this guy's Thankwol. Oh, no, last time it was the other way around. I swear to God. Yeah, it's time to put him out to pasture. You clearly are not interested in this army anymore. If you are interested in this army, you're 50. So, moving along. All right.
Oh, don't worry. I can help you out here. GW didn't even know what to do with dwarves. They forgot that they belong in the ground.
Yeah.
So, like, you know what? Flying dwarves.
Exactly. Again.
Done.
So, I'd like to remind the audience at home, Cole cannot see what's going on right over here with these dumb, once again, Last Jedi motherfuckers. Okay, what are dwarves? Oh, they're slow and they're defensive. Okay, well, let's make them fast and give them shit armor. Then we'll put them in a dumb boat that doesn't do shit. Oh, and we'll give them 2 units. There, move on.
And it's very, very enjoyable when your opponent just walks up the board and shoots your whole army turn 1, and they go, hey, I hope you had fun with that game. And you're like, what? Were we playing Age of Sigmar? I thought we were playing 40K. That's why I brought this army that just shoots you 6,000 times.
Yes. And
and then I float away so you can't attack me. I wouldn't want that to happen, you know.
I wouldn't want to have to play the game. That would be.
Look, when I play people with their Thunderers that have 4 different weapon profiles,
and I have to sit there for 15 minutes for a 5-man unit to shoot.
I have to ask my opponent, do you want me to go fast or do you want to know what's going on? That's
No, I don't care. You'll still only do 1 wound
exactly.
when you're done.
Okay, boom, 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 boom. All right, I need you to make a save -1. I saved it. Okay, moving on. Boom, boom, boom. All right, moving right along. Here's another piece of shit. Literally. Nurgle.
Just Nurgle.
I mean, it'd be nice if they got a little creative.
Well, no, they knocked it out of the park, you know, with the Plague Bears way back when. So they said, I don't know, do a Plague Bear and then just make a human version of it, I guess. Yeah, we're done. Just if it already existed in the demon line, make a human version. We're done.
I guarantee you it's one of those ones where like the sculptor's working on it, they're trying to figure it out, and like the boss walks by, doesn't even look over the barrier, over the office barrier thing to see what's going on in the cube. He's just like, hey, you gotta put more boils on that, and just keeps going. And
you gotta give them stupid names too. You gotta give them stupid names. You gotta have that spoil pox whatever.
No,
right.
Since we're getting a little higher on the list, we haven't said a positive thing about anything. I do have to say the naming convention in this book you do taste the names. That's
No, yeah. If we are going to be nice about something, is you did a good job with that.
the names are the worst. That's
Also, I've noticed we're starting to pause before we go into this, so that's because it's getting harder to say bad things about the armies.
Yeah, Nurgle's just too beautiful of an army. It's so tough, It's like a work of art. You go into that museum, you walk past Van Gogh, you walk past all that crap, and they've just got that Nurgling swarm model from 10 years ago put up there, and you're like, this is art.
yeah. Well,
Yep.
all I gotta say is, if you want to play this army now, it's insensitive and you're pro-COVID. Moving on. Nighthawk.
Just
Talk
plain
about a
ghosts.
same-looking army.
Jesus Christ.
All the heroes look exactly the same as the foot guys. You have no idea what's going on. They're going to roll 55 dice when they charge, and they're going to say it does something, which they'll immediately forget.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
They also decided they didn't want to know how to do math, so they just don't care about your rend anymore.
right, yeah. It's like somebody, like the person that sculpted these were sitting at home looking through the old photo book, and they were like, oh, here's some pictures of my childhood. Oh, what's that? I'm eating blueberry. I'll do an entire army of that. It's fine. Like, just how are you going to represent ghosts? Skulls. Okay. Sheets. And
No, that's it.
That's
Maybe
all-
they'll hold a weapon in their hand.
that's all they got. They got
Yeah.
what kind of weapons? Probably
Nothing that even makes sense, to be quite honest with you.
why? Why do they have axes?
Well, why do they have like an Excalibur-looking sword? Where'd they find that at? I don't know.
How is he holding it?
Really,
He's
a
ghost.
crossbow? How does he even reload that? I don't know.
That's a good point. You're like, that weapon looks real. Oh, it is real. But I thought they were ethereal. Oh, they are ethereal. Wait,
Right.
are they ethereal?
That's actually what
or-
happens. They go through a wall, and the weapon just gets left behind on the other side of the wall.
That's why they roll 50,000 dice, and they're like, hey, take 5 wounds.
Yeah.
They just left all their weapons because they went through that wall.
Yeah, and you brought up a great point with the charging debuffs. Like,
Oh.
what I roll for them? You didn't roll anything. All right, the die hit the table. We agreed that it wasn't going to count. It was
Right.
we're just gonna move on. I'm just gonna roll like normal. You're not even gonna know because you don't even know my rules because you're too busy trying to remember your own damn rules. Ugh. All right, moving right. Oh Jesus.
They tried to make it cool with the hat thing.
Well, so
It's just ridiculous.
so the Lumineth Realm Lords, aka we already had the Sea Elves. Now we have, and then we have the Naked Elves. Now we have the Dumb Hat Elves. Like.
Mhm.
Talk
Again,
about an engaging army to play against.
oh, right?
They don't even roll dice to cast their spells. It just happens. You just sit there while this model that looks just like a complete goober casts all these spells, and you just sit there and go, okay, I don't know what happened. I took mortal wounds on everything. I guess that was your turn.
Yeah,
You wait. This costs 2 CP to use now? What the hell happened?
but I only have 2 CP.
Yeah. This sucks to suck.
This can't auto run 6, nerd.
Elves. That's okay. Well, I'll hide behind. No. Well, I guess they don't.
Yeah, I can shoot you there. Don't
No,
worry.
I'll shoot that. Don't worry about that. Okay, what about over here? No, I'm gonna shoot that too. That's
Oh, and
We're
you
gonna just
actually
beat you up with
charged
these
my-
dumb foxes. That's how we're gonna actually win tournament games too.
all right. Fine.
I'm just gonna box you out with these.
That's fine. Okay, you just gave me a dissertation. Let's continue to play. I'm gonna move forward with these guys. Roll 2 dice. What? Okay, I rolled dice. Did you get under your bravery? No. Okay, you can't do that. Okay, so we'll just. How about instead of playing, we'll just stare at each other for 3 hours? That's.
Love it.
God damn it. All right. And then moving right along, going from dumb hats to dumb trees.
Talk
Talk about
couldn't even
fun.
do good wood elves because then we just had to make them all trees. Like,
There are literally 3 elf gods.
yep.
And the one from this book is literally unplayable.
Not even a god. Not good at all.
And they knew because they gave her the best model. So they had to make sure that they just undermined it with the
You
worst
still
tools
bought
ever.
it, yeah.
For like 8 years. It's been terrible.
Oh,
I think what it is the sculptor that did it, like, spent like 2 weeks on the legs alone, and like GW's low key embarrassed about him.
The legs and the feet. It's
Right,
both of them
right.
combined there.
Right? They're like,
yeah.
what are you doing? Oh, I'm working on these feet. Wait, you were working on these feet this morning. Yeah.
Damn.
Okay, well, we're not giving that award save. I'll tell you that right now. That's how do we not put that on the table? That's 1,000 points. That's
Quick,
Yeah.
sculpt some branches on the back of this beetle to hide those legs and those feet. We don't want anyone seeing that.
Paul went home for the day. Get some branches and mushrooms on that shit. We gotta distract. Yeah, and again, like, you know what? I like to engage in combat, but I really don't like the getting hit back part. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave. All right.
It's great. They don't even need to roll a die. They don't need to spend
They
a command
just
point.
do
Just
it.
do it. It's
Oh.
just so fun when Durthu charges in there and kills whatever he wants. And then he just gets
And
to
then he
lead
goes
back to
home.
the corner
Yeah.
of the board where their whole army is stacked up.
And again, here's another one. Like, look, we've given you plenty of gorgeous models. No. I want the tree lord that's gonna break every time I take it out of my case. I'm gonna want 12 of them too. Why don't your tree lords have any fingers? Shut your mouth. I played 2 games. Okay, so moving along here. The army where they must have got a picture of me and just made a whole army. Ogre tribes.
Well, don't worry, because nobody plays the foot models anyways. So
Again, so this is basically, if you were playing dinosaurs and you wanted to win, you're doing it wrong because you got this army here where
you just run 5 or 6 stone horns and you
Right.
call it good.
One,
And the
That's
great
it.
thing too is that's all they're gonna see. There's a Thunder Tusk. Did you know that that's a model that actually exists and has rules? You'll
used
never
to,
see one.
Like 5 years ago, whenever the snowball was broken to shit, and that's it. That's the only reason I know
You're
that
just gonna
model
see that
exists.
Stonehorn with the exact same pose where it's looking slightly to the right,
Yep.
and all of them are gonna look the same. It's gonna be really fun to play against. It's just
and again, I've said this since day one, since I started playing Age of Sigmar, the human eyes on those things.
Yeah.
I don't. That to
It
me
is a little
says
creepy.
that, like, that's a plate, and if you take the plate off, you're just going to see a face.
Hmm.
And I kind of want to do that. I do kind of want to get like a mega, get a mega
Ooh.
gargant.
Yeah, make Gargant head and just put it on there.
Just put the face.
just make sure your opponent stops playing from disgust. Just immediately
Jeez.
when your tables hit the board.
Yeah, I'll have like a daughter, a cane like coming out of his mouth or something. It's
Mm.
yeah. Again, this is another one where, why there's a giant fat man riding a frost snuffleupagus, and why can he move 40 inches in turn 1? These are questions that we don't ask because we don't want the answers to.
Mhm.
And there's a whole other side of that army too, of
all
mono
the
pose
foot-
dudes on foot.
Yeah, you don't know
No
they're
one's
there.
seen them.
You haven't played
They're out
them
there
yet.
somewhere.
Yeah, someone still owns them.
And again, so this also to me has like one of the dumbest attack profiles, at least names that I've ever seen, with the people on all the mounts with their kicks,
Punches and kicks. Yeah.
Yeah.
kicks and fists. Like, are they strapped to that like a fucking baby carrier?
Oh, that's what it is. They're
Yeah,
just a
you know
toddler
it.
up there flailing, hoping for the best.
And that's always the best use of time when they go, listen, I'm going to roll my punches and kicks now. And you're just like, just skip it. It's going to do nothing. Let's just save the time on the clock here.
Look, there's still something alive after the spear. I'm sorry that I lived. You don't have to keep rolling dice.
I would be like,
And they always roll those punches and kicks first. Every time.
Every
Oh,
time.
yeah.
I'm
You're like, just roll the horns. And then they roll those punches and kicks.
Yep.
how about this? Before you roll your punches and kicks, let's go back to pre-GHB first edition, and you measure from that model the guy on top. Anyone that's within an inch of him,
No.
you can punch and kick. Outside of that, I don't know how you're getting your ass down here, because he's certainly not climbing down to come over, punch, and kick me to then
He's
climb back up.
You're
He's strapped
climbing
into that
up to
carrier
get him.
seat,
That's
yeah.
what it is.
I'm not going up there. He's going to bite me.
Damn toddlers.
Okay, so here we come in at number 3. Fucking stupid goblins.
Most played armies. This is number 3. Jeez.
Number 3, right now. So again, so you can tell, once again, GW is a modeling company, I'll remind you.
Yes. They're a modeling
30 years
company,
ago.
not a rules company. They do not write rules to sell models. That is a lie. By the way, what's their win percentage been like lately?
And it's great when only one part of that book is, going to get played. I just love, well, not even when you go in there, you're like, oh, I'm against Gloomspite Kids. You just know it's going to be those squigs.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be 55,000 of those squigs. You're not going to see a spider in 10 years.
Yeah.
They might as well not even sell
You
that
don't
game.
even realize it, but this is just the big WoW book. Just they called it Gloomspite Kids.
Yeah.
You just don't notice it as much in there.
Right. But yeah, it's exactly the thing. Like, you're sitting there at, you're sitting there, you just finished up round 2, you're eating, getting some drinks, you're checking out BCP. Who am I fight? Oh, Gloomspite Kids. Am I going to fight trolls? No. Am I going to fight spiders? No. Am I fighting
In your
wolves?
dreams.
Mm-mm. How about just regular goblins on foot? Nope. Squigs. That's all you're getting.
That's what it
Pointy,
should have
pointy
been.
all day, every day.
Gloomspite Squigs. That could have been the book. Saved yourself some time, GW.
And like, let's not overshadow the fact that all the fucking squig is just a fucking circle. It's just Pac-Man with enough changes that they didn't get sued. So like, I guarantee.
Well, that's why they're red.
Right. Because you look at the guy on the cover, he's wearing a yellow helmet. So that means those squigs started yellow. And they're like, that's a little much. A little much. Like, okay, let's just give him teeth. Still not comfortable. What about legs? And a tail. Fine, we'll make him red. All right.
Done.
He's keeping yellow eyes. Fine.
The hand sculptor guy was like, oh, thank God I don't have to work this week.
And so here we go on to number 2.
Oh, Stormcast.
The fuck?
This was the mistake of GW, was making these the poster boy for Age of Sigmar.
Who the fuck is playing Stormcast Turtles?
Oh, they aren't. They're playing dragons. Oh, wait, those are Nerf now. I don't know who is
That poor kid who just got Dominion for $50 from his grandma.
Oh,
That's all he's got.
that's what it is.
Yeah. Hey, I went down to my local comic shop. I got the latest issue of Captain America, and they gave me this Dominion box set. Like, this army, not only do they write it over the weekend, but it is so massive, it is so bloated. Oh, you like sequiturs? You're an idiot. Oh, what about the original? We put a fucking statue in the front of our building to show how much. No, don't bring that shit either. You're stupid if you bring
that
that.
Liberator ain't good. Sorry. You better take the latest and greatest or nothing at all.
And even then, go to the dragon. That's.
And they've got great names too, where they all sound exactly the same. So
Oh,
every
yeah.
time your opponent's like, "This is blank-er," and you're just
Oh,
like,
jeez.
Just
"Great! You got 80 units in that book. That could mean literally anything."
yeah, right. All it is just remember the last time you fought your parking ticket and you had to go to see the what's his face. That's all it is. Got the governor, the magistrate, the prosecutor, the defense attorney, the stenographer. It's just we got.
Jeez.
Hell, we even have vigilors, and vindictors, and what's the other one? Hold on, because we got more
Vanquishers. There's another
Vanquishers.
Vanquisher.
Yep.
Yeah.
Vanquisher.
Let's just go whole army. We'll rename everything. Everything has to start with the and end in
Oh. Don't do that to me. That hurt.
I mean,
that hurt.
And then on top of that, like, when I'm playing Stormcast, I hate the Sigmarines. But we take a human,
Yeah.
and we rip them out of their life, and then we make them.
Well, no, you
bigger.
wait for them to die first,
Well,
because
in your
that's
case,
much more humane.
we'll
Very
them.
respectful. Yeah.
And then we're going to make them bigger, and they're going to live a long time, and they're going to give them the best armor that doesn't actually do anything or have anything reflective in the stats that show that they're the biggest and best, that have been forged by the hands of the dwarven god of creation and crafting. And the best we get is a 5-up murder roll. That's
You gotta love those helmets too. You know, a knightly helmet is the coolest thing. Everyone thinks it's cool. Instead, they just copy pasted the same death mask.
Oh, they
Oh,
did
60 times
over and
onto the
over
same
and over
models.
again.
right.
Oh,
Well, why? In case you don't realize who you're fighting? No, come on, man. Let's, like you said, give us some helmets, man. It was something cooler than just, like, again, here's the other thing is, like, I think that's one of the reasons why the Stormcast had such a hard rap when they first came out, because of the face mask alone. I know it took me, I don't know, I was playing them and it took me like 6 months to realize that there's someone in the suit. Like, like it was like, you're like, hey, are there
I thought
people
this
in
was just a spirit.
here? Right. Is there someone in there? Oh.
Don't know.
And then they released one model with an exposed head, and it was like, holy shit!
What the fuck?
There was a
There's
dude in
guy
there?
in there.
And again, I know no one else, this doesn't seem to bother anyone else but me, but originally when the books finally started coming out, it said blatantly in there that men and women had the exact same suit of armor, because Sigmar cares not about any of that stuff. You are a Stormcast first and foremost. Get out of the front lines. And then Grogny was like, how about we show that figure off a little, eh?
High heels on these knight ladies.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, Sigmar was out of the room, so Grungy just got to do his thing.
I will forge heels out of gold. Ding! Hey,
Jeez.
hey, Cupcake, what are you, about a C cup? Ding!
Boy.
You should have left the shit lie and just had female heads and moved on with your day. That's what they did for Votan, another army that can go in the bin.
Not even going down that universe. Have to get that dig in there.
Did you
And-
want your StarCraft in my 40K? Here you go. We just copy pasted the Marine designs.
Yep.
Like, hell, that's even another point. The first Stormcast all had backpacks.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Why?
really did.
Were they keeping their lunch back there?
Well, you know, it was where they kept the power source for the. Oh no! Oh no! It's just a Space Marine. Retributors are just Space Marines. Oh no!
Did you know that there's guys with light wings?
I've seen them fall over once when someone tried to play them and move them. And they all fell over. He had 6 of them.
I think there was this small moment in time where GW allowed you to like deep strike into melee combat if they were nearby, and
Yes,
that was
because
the
they
only
played
time I
against
ever saw
Bill
them.
Sousa, and he used that.
Yeah, yeah, and you lost surprisingly.
I mean, that was guaranteed, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, but still,
Yeah. How this is still one book, I don't understand. Like, what they should do is just every edition, they just blatantly tell you, throw out your Stormcast. We've gotten rid of all of those war scrolls. Here's more dragons. That's
yeah.
all right.
There are 6 pages of just Stormcast Eternals on GW's website. The last page is all temporarily out of stock.
And
And that's the stuff everyone plays.
Yes.
right. Well, that's the thing is, like, there's
Well, you know what?
3 units that are shown on the table. Like, that's it.
Oh.
All right. So, just to show that just how flawed the community is, number 1, Slaves to Darkness. I like Lincoln Park and Mastodon.
You mean Archeon and his friends?
Yeah, exactly. Like, dear God.
You either
ugh.
play Archeon or an Alpha Strike list, and that's it. You can't convince me otherwise.
I really appreciate the lore of the Vanguard. I I've been following the empty throne since you were in diapers. No, you weren't.
Yeah.
They weren't, interesting enough to play one of the actual Chaos God factions. They didn't have enough of a personality, so they just went back to Slaves of Darkness. Just there's nothing there.
You don't understand how deeply spiky armor speaks to me, man. It resonates with my soul.
Are you gonna play that unit over there? That isn't Varangard? No.
No.
I like the lore for the Varangard, man.
Varangard lore. Oh. Oh man, and Archeon, he's so flavorful and so in depth.
You mean he's half your army, and that made it so you didn't have to paint all that? Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's it.
And I love how Archeon can't even reach anyone with his sword from way up on top of his dumb
Exactly.
mouth.
You have to measure from that sword to my.
Sorry, my bloodthirster is too short. You can't hit me.
Slayer of Kings ain't slaying shit with that arm reach.
You have to get a little closer to my Mega Gargant before you can hit with that thing.
Yeah.
And Gotrek can still trump him. That's
Oh.
stupid. Gotrek's also out.
Wait, no, Gotrek doesn't have his own book. The hell with Gotrek.
Yeah, Battletome Gotrek, it's like one page.
Yep. I'm a dwarf. I kill everything. Nice.
I wish. I need them to take Gotrek, remove him from match play, but then spread him over a dwarf army like a pat of butter.
just slice him up and sprinkle him on some dwarves.
If
Call it good.
This one reduces damage to 1. This one gets to do a number of mortal wounds equal to the damage of the weapon.
Done.
This one has a ward save of 4 up. So we've trashed every single army, and I think respectfully so. I think there's a lot of very respectful. That was so. I think really at the end of the day, what I'm saying is,
Age of Sigmar is a terrible game.
yeah, 3rd edition's terrible. Go play Conquest. Whoa.